Well, I want to be very blunt with you in today's broadcast. We are in really big trouble regarding the potential outbreak of World War III. I'm talking about we could have missiles and potentially even nuclear missiles flying at any minute due to the actions of our unstable president, Joe Biden. I am absolutely floored at what he has done. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the fact that I believe that Joe Biden sent Donald J. Trump a deadly present just before he left office to kind of say, hey, big F you, Donald J. Trump, for winning the presidency. And here's my gift to you, complete and utter potential annihilation in World War III. Things are really escalating right now. I want to start with this. And I brought this up already in an earlier repost, but I want to retouch everything because things have escalated by a lot, right? This is the Washington Post. Biden has approved Ukraine's use of long-range U.S. weapons inside of Russia, reversing policy. Now, before Donald Trump became president, Joe Biden said, I will not do that. I promise I won't do that because Vladimir Putin has told us that if we do it, that would mean that Russia is going to go to war with NATO, aka all out World War III. Therefore, Joe Biden said he wouldn't do it. Well, reverse all of that. He has now officially done it. And right before he did it, Donald Trump becomes president. Is this literally a going away present for Donald J. Trump? Is this one last stab at Donald J. Trump in order to sideswipe his presidency in some way, shape, or form? Look, this man has no regard, I believe, whatsoever for our country, that he's willing to do something like this and put millions of people's lives at stake and say, oh, Russia's just, quote unquote, bluffing. But are they really? Because things are really getting out of hand. For starters, Ukraine has already used these missiles in a complete escalation of everything. This is on New York Times. Ukraine has fired U.S.-made missiles into Russia for the first time, officials say. The attack came just days after Joe Biden gave Ukraine permission to use the weapons to strike targets inside of Russia. Now, here's kind of a breakdown of what happened when these weapons hit. Ukraine's military used American-made ballistic missiles on Tuesday to strike into Russia for the first time, according to a senior U.S. and Ukrainian officials, just days after Joe Biden gave permission to do so in a major shift of American policy after Trump became president. The pre-dawn attack struck an ammunition depot in the Bryansk region of southwestern Russia. Ukrainian officials said Russia's Ministry of Defense said that Kyiv used 6 ballistic missiles known as ATACMS for Army tactical missile systems. A senior American official and a senior Ukrainian official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss the ongoing operations, and they confirmed that ATACMS were used. The Ukrainian military's high command, known as the General Staff, said that Tuesday's attack took place at 2:30 and destroyed warehouse with ammunition and triggering a dozen secondary explosions. Now, just to put it bluntly, what actually went on so far? Not a whole lot of damage was apparently done, and no one was killed in this attack. But either way, Ukraine has launched our missiles into Russia, and the shit is now literally hitting the fan with Putin, right? And here's what happened. So take a look at this. This is on the New York Times. Putin lowers Russia's threshold for using nuclear arms. Now, here's what the article goes on to state. The new doctrine, published Tuesday on the Kremlin website, differs from the previous iteration in at least 2 important ways that show how Mr. Putin is trying to use the threat of nuclear arsenal to determine the U.S. from further supporting Ukraine. Number 1, it raises the possibility that nuclear weapons could be used against a nuclear-armed country that does not directly launch an attack on Russia, but supports one by a non-nuclear country. That is a clear reference to Ukraine and its nuclear-armed backers, led by the U.S. Russia's previous nuclear doctrine focused on responding to attacks by nuclear-armed countries and allies. In other words, to put it very bluntly, It raises the possibility that nuclear weapons could be used against a nuclear-armed country, that's the United States, that doesn't directly launch an attack. The United States did not directly launch an attack on Russia, but we did support one by a non-nuclear country, that is Ukraine. This is referencing what we did just now with Ukraine, and he lowered the threshold, which means, according to their own doctrine, they can launch an attack and declare war and launch nuclear war against the United States of America. That is what that says. Second, it lowers the threshold at which Russia could consider nuclear use in response to an attack with conventional weapons. The previous doctrine, published in 2020, said an attack must threaten the very existence of the state. Well, the new one now changes that threshold to just a critical threat to their sovereignty. This is downright chilling to the very core. That is a signal that Russia is ready for some kind of nuclear response. All-out nuclear response. By the way, before I go any further, I really want to encourage you guys, get to restrictiverepublic.com. We have been putting exclusive content about what's going on, not only in Russia, about what's going on here in America. The things that have been highly pushed under the radar are all being exposed on Restrictive Republic right now in light of everything that's going on. You can get it for $2.99 per month for 3 years. And you can do that by using the coupon code Trump47. That is absolutely a very good deal and cheap, considering the times in which we are living in. You can cancel whenever you want. And it also comes with a 14-day free trial. But get that exclusive content that you are not getting anywhere else, because all the information here on YouTube, they're claiming is free, but a lot of it is controlled by leftists and all of that. Get unbrainwashed. Go to restrictiverepublic.com. I really hope to see you there. But with that, Russia and some of their defense ministers and some of their ministers and some of their government has responded and kind of given us a response to what's going on. Take a look at this. This is on CNBC. Russia says Ukraine attacked its it using U.S. long-range missiles signals it's ready for nuclear response. Now, the Kremlin's press secretary, Dmitry Peskov, was asked on Tuesday whether Russia would consider the use of American non-nuclear missiles by the Ukrainian military as an attack on non-nuclear state with the support of the nuclear state. In other words, do they consider our attack as a part of their new doctrine an attack, right? And here's what the press secretary, Dmitry Peskov, said. He says, you will be able to read the paragraph yourself. In other words, yes. But in general, it also states that the Russian Federation, reserves the right to use nuclear weapons in the event of aggression with the use of conventional weapons against it or the Republic of Belarus, which creates a critical threat to sovereignty or territorial integrity. He goes on. Aggression against the Russian Federation by any non-nuclear state with the participation or support of a nuclear state is considered a joint attack. Now, he's not the only one weighing in on the matter. Here's Daily Express U.S. Russia threatens U.S. with nuclear war by Christmas. Merry Christmas, Donald J. Trump. Here's your present from Joe Biden in chilling World War III warning. It goes on to state, Markov, currently the Director General of Russia's Institute for Political Studies, was convinced the move was different, as it would mean that Western militaries would be directly involved in the contact for the first time. Ukraine would require their assistance to use the precision-guided missiles. And here's what he said, speaking to BBC Radio 4. He said, my reaction to the White House decision was awful. I couldn't sleep, well, because I am just afraid that nuclear war is coming. The decision of the U.S., Great Britain, and France is not a step towards nuclear war. It is a big jump to nuclear war and nuclear catastrophe. It is a very dangerous decision. The point in these rocket missiles cannot be fired by the Ukrainian army technically, because these rocket missiles need to have a very good map of the Russian territory, and only the U.S. has this map. Even Great Britain and France do not have the map. Markov added that targetings of the rocket missiles cannot be done by the Ukrainian army as it requires satellite intelligence that the country does not have. Instead, they will be targeted to Russian cities by American, British, and French militaries, he argued. So we regard this as the start of a direct war by Britain, America, and France against Russia, another nuclear power. He goes on, American rocketed missiles against our territory. This is a clear escalation of the war, right? He goes on, I think Biden, Macron, and Starmer want escalation, which could lead to, from my understanding, in the worst scenario, the nuclear war happens before Christmas of this year. Probably you will not be able to say Merry Christmas because you will stay in the hole trying to hide away your family from the nuclear catastrophe. It can develop really, really, really quickly. Wow, how nice of Joe Biden to do that to our entire freaking country. I believe I don't care. Okay, so Russia put troops North Korea put troops there in Russia, and that's what Joe Biden claims he was responding to. So you want to do that and cross a line and hope to God that Russia is bluffing at the potential of starting a nuclear war. Is this about your battle between Donald J. Trump, or you really have the American people at heart? I don't think he has the American people at heart, especially when you consider his utter disgrace of a withdrawal from Afghanistan and all the problems that happened with that. So what is going on as a result since that? We'll take a look at this. And this is on Reuters.com. Russia starts making nuclear-resistant mobile bomb shelters. Why would they do that if they don't intend on going to war? Then we also have this. Leaked Russian documents reveal chilling plans to target Europe with nuclear missiles. Secret documents obtained by Financial Times have unveiled that Russia has trained its Navy to target strategic sites deep inside Europe with nuclear-capable missiles. This revelation, if it is accurate, would be part of a broader strategy developed by Moscow aimed at overwhelming NATO forces and achieving its military objective through a combination of conventional and nuclear strikes. The documents, which include maps of potential targets in countries such as the UK and France, illustrate the extent of Russia's preparedness for large-scale conflict with NATO. Meanwhile, what is Joe Biden doing? Well, he's throwing more freaking fuel on the fire because Donald Trump has promised that he's going to do everything he can to end this war. And it seems to me like Joe Biden is doing everything he can to start this war, including this, right? Tell me this isn't on purpose because I can't see any other thing. This is on Zero Hedge. Biden rushes $275 million more in weapons to Ukraine. Wow. After he signs allowing missiles into Ukraine, now he's going to send $275 million more. How is Putin going to respond to that? Because now those $275 million can be used for those ATACMS missiles. Wait now, what? I think either Biden's that much of an idiot to do this, or he just doesn't care about anybody but his own family. Really? Is this payback for the whole country? Is this your payback for all the Trump supporters out there? Because, we're not on your side, Joe Biden? What the hell is this? Is this your dementia getting the best of you? Other things are going on. This is the New York Post. U.S. shuts Kyiv embassy due to potential significant air attack. Tells Americans in Ukraine to be ready to seek shelter. Then we also have things happening on an international scale. Daily Mail. Sweden tells citizens to prepare for war. 5 million households get pamphlets on how to get their home ready for nuclear Armageddon. As Biden is accused of trying to start World War III, damn right he is, Europe braces for war as well as Biden shovels more fuel on the fire. Now, there are talks already within the GOP of impeaching him, but what good is that going to do? I still don't think these Democrats would it's not even going to matter. We've got 2 months left. This has to stop. This has to be shut down. I've got chills down my spine because I actually am really afraid that the crap's going to hit the fan, folks. There's no question. Russia's already said that they would do it. They already said that that if we do this, they would declare war. Now, they haven't fully made that declaration as of yet, but they're building centers and making preparations and lowering their levels. I pray to God that Putin waits until Trump gets into office so we can work something out. But Joe Biden doesn't seem to be stopping. He allows these missiles right inside Russia and allows Ukraine to use them in Russia. And then he's going to send millions, hundreds of millions of more dollars as a big FU to Trump. Is Joe Biden compromised? I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't put it past it. There's so much going on, folks, and I am deathly afraid. And that's why I think this is a very important report. But as a reminder, I really hope to see you on Restricted Republic. We've been getting into more detail there. And we've got, some podcast style stuff Justice Knight has been doing. It's not just me, it's Justice Knight. Use that coupon code, by the way, Trump47 to get it for $2.99 per month. Again, you can cancel whenever you want, 14-day free trial. And that rate will last for 3 years. But get there and be in the in of what's going on. I really hope to see you guys there. You are missing out. Anyhow, I love all of you. Please pray for our country. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.